Hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to see how to rerun failed test cases in TestNG. It means if your test cases, failed some reason, like element didn't load on time, or server issue, or flakiness test, which is a very common behavior in Selenium. So it's if you test again, re-execute again, most probably you will see that it's got a pass. Or sometimes you will see the same test cases was failed, but after you try a couple of times it's get a pass. This is one of the drawback of Selenium. So that's why we need to have a backup plan. So to see that if we can rerun the test cases are getting failed and see whether it's passing or not. Okay, we'll see that how we can do through the TestNG framework. So to do this, TestNG, there is a couple of interface that we're going to use. Number one interface is called IRetryAnalyzer. So it decides, so it is an interface. Again, remember this, it is an interface. So interface, I hope that you already know that it is a special type of class where it has the method, but without a body definition. But the method, it means, the objective of this interface or the method is being inside this interface. It's clear, objective is clear, but the body is empty, so that we can rewrite the code inside the body the way we want. So anyways, so IRetryAnalyzer, that's the interface. It decide the objective of this interface, decide how many times a test needs to be rerun when a test fails. So this is one of the interface we're going to use. And as you know this, when we use interface, we need to create our class to implement that interface, because this interface, the method comes with that without a body definition. So after the implementation, we can override those method. And another one is called IAnnotationTransformer. So it is an interface and listener. So it is a listener. So the objective of this listener is it can change the default TestNG behavior by implementing new value to rerun fail method. So the default value of a TestNG is like, when you execute any test cases through the TestNG, it try once. In every method get chance to execute once. If it's a pass, it's pass. Otherwise, it will consider as a fail, unless you skip it, right? But we can change the default behavior. We can say that, okay, we can try to rerun those failed method. Maybe it's 2 times or 3 times. So this IAnnotation interface or listener can help us to do this using the IRetryAnalyzer method. We'll see that. Okay. So let's go back to our TestNG, our Eclipse. So, we're going to use the same project, like TestNG project that we used in our last, all the classes related with the TestNG. Here you can see there is a method class is called demo class. And in this class, we have number of test cases. Let's see, this is a one test, it's called hello test, and there is a last test, and there is another test, it's called display test. Okay, so the display test, we use enable equals to false to ignore this one. Let's, you can remove it so that it can execute, and it doesn't ignore it, or you can make it true. So it will execute and it will consider as a pass or fail. But if you see this test cases, this display method, we made it intentionally failed. You can see assert equals we use, and where we have an expectation is hello, but our actual result is high, so it's not matching. So this test cases should fail. What's really happened? Let me run this test case. this class as a TestNG. You can see. Here you can see the total three test cases run. As you know, here is there is a 3 test cases. You already know it. Here is a hello one, and this last, and the display, right? So 3 test cases run, and passes 2 and 1 fail. and we know this failed, this the display one. Okay, you will see it if you go here, the result, and then you will see here, you can see the display is failed, and hello and last, these two method got passed. Okay, now we want to implement, assume that this is, whatever this test case is now, it's failed. We know this display is failing, and it's failed one time. It try once, and if it's found it's failed, so it's marked as a fail, right? Now, if we want to, rerun this method, this fail method multiple times, it depends on how many times you want. I will say example 2 times. How can we do this? And then it will try to execute 2 times. Then if it's fail, then it will consider as a fail. Okay, that's what we're going to do through the 2 interface we have just shown, that those 2 interface we're going to use. So let's create one class. Okay, new, I'll create a class. I will give a name. Let's give a name. I will say retry, maybe analyzer. Since we're going to use IRetryAnalyzer, there's an IRetryAnalyzer interface, so let's give a class name, IRetryAnalyzer. Okay, and we're going to implement one interface. Implement, what's the name of the interface? It's called IRetryAnalyzer. Okay, IRetryAnalyzer is an interface. Let's hover our mouse, import the related package, TestNG package. Okay, hover again, and then add unimplemented method over here. Okay, make sure you select this one again. Here, add unimplemented method. Since IRetryAnalyzer is an interface, so it comes with this boolean method. This retry return type is boolean type of method, and you can see it doesn't have any body. It's without a body, but it comes with the default value is false, return as a false, because it's this method, it's a boolean type method, so return have to be true or false, but it's a default value is false. So what does this method does exactly? I mean, it's, this method decide, I will say, let me put it over here. I'll say this method, decides how many times a test needs to be rerun. Okay, and then you will see this method, its default value is false. It means, it will not rerun. It will rerun 0 times. It will not rerun any method when the method will fail. Okay, the default value is 0. It means if any method is even fail, it will not retry. So to rerun any fail method, we have to return this method's value, make it true. We have to make it true. Let's create our body over here. So we'll see, and let me put over here something. I will say let's initialize, do some initialization. So I would say let's integer counter or counts. Let's give a counter variable, so it's a 0. Okay, so 0, and then I'll say integer, the retry limit. I will give a limit, so let's try twice. Okay, So we declare two variable, counter equals to 0, which is the initial value would be for this this method. That's and then retry, how many times we want to retry? Like twice. Okay, 2 times. So let's come over here. So we'll say if counter less than retry limit. If it's a counter value, it's less than retry limit, then we're going to then, if counter its initial value is 0, it means if it's a try once. Okay, 0, this is the default value. But if the counter value, if it's a counter value is 0 and less than 2, if this condition is true, so it means it's after it's failed first times, this will follow this condition. It will meet this condition. If because counter it's a 0 and we didn't retry yet. So if the condition like that, then we'll say we want to retry. So retry, after we retry, we'll increment the value of the retry by 1. Okay, we'll increment the value of the retry 1, then we'll say return true. Okay, so what the reason why we was returning true, because if his return is true, it means we want to retry again, because it's the true is, it will tell us that we can retry again, because if the default value is false, it means we're not retrying. But if you want to retry, we have to say the return is true. Then it will come back again and it will consider, okay, the counter is after it's retry 1 time, it will be the counter value would be 1. So 1 less than 2 still is its condition will meet, and then it will increment 2, and then it will return true. It will come back over here and it will say this 2 less than 2, no. So it will come out. So at least it will try twice. Okay, if any test cases fail. Okay, so this is the now how we can implement this method, this interface class to any specific method where it's failed. Let's see. Let's go to our sim demo class. Here, that's we have a one method is fails. So display method, we know this display method is failing. So let's see that how we can implement this IRetryAnalyzer to over here in this specific method, and see that if this method after it's failed, we know that this method will fail, and is that try twice or not. Okay, see whether it's working or not. So we'll see. We can add over here. There is a TestNG attribute helper. There's a TestNG attribute helper. It's called IRetryAnalyzer. 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 Okay, equals to IRetryAnalyzer equals to so IRetryAnalyzer is a TestNG attribute helper. Okay, and this is the IRetryAnalyzer is a interface, right? It's just and we're saying that, okay, we're using the IRetryAnalyzer. IRetryAnalyzer's jobs that it can call your this IRetryAnalyzer interface to any specific method. It can call this interface. So when the calling interface, this means it will come through all its method too. So this method will be applied in this test cases. So we're saying that IRetryAnalyzer using to call IRetryAnalyzer, that interface to call this interface. So what's where this interface is implemented on this class, IRetryAnalyzer. This is the class name. So we'll say where this class is to call any class, we have to use our what's called the package. What's the package name? Is a test dot, then this is the class name, IRetryAnalyzer. Okay, and then dot class should be good. Okay, save it. add class to why it's, did I save this one? Save this one? Yes. So I didn't save this class. Okay, now after I save that class, it's error is gone. So run it, TestNG analyzer, TestNG, here we go. You can see it's yes, pass 2, we know there's 2 test cases pass and 1 should be fail, but you can see the total test run 5 times. So total test cases is 3, so it, instead of it's running 3, it's showing this test runs 5 times. So where this 2 times comes from, you can see the result up here. Okay, let me zoom in. So here you can see our display method is tried twice. You can see this is the first is hello method got passed, then display fail, it's tried, and then after it's tried again, then it's finally third time it's marked as a fail. So it tried twice extra apart from its actual execution, before it's marked as a fail, and then another method is the last one. Okay, so this is the way you can implement or integrate this IRetryAnalyzer or this interface to any specific method, what method it's getting fail. Okay, so what if, like, in a real time, in a real world, you will see this, you will have hundreds of classes, right? You will have lots of methods, hundreds of methods, maybe 200, 300 methods. And out of 200, 300 methods, maybe 40, 30 will be fail. And if you want to try each and every fail method multiple times using this way, it's a lot of tedious works. Like each and every fail method, you have to add this line, in a method level, in a test case level, which is not a smart way to do. Other than, we can implement this, we'll see that how we can implement this class or IRetryAnalyzer class in our TestNG XML file in this over here. In this level, because we're running our TestNG frameworks, when you implement the TestNG frameworks, we're running all of our test cases through that XML file. So if we want to integrate, if we want to apply anything, it have to be part in the TestNG XML file. So we can add, let's say that how we can add, IRetryAnalyzer into our TestNG XML file, so that when we are going to execute our project through this XML file, that method will be will also execute and will also apply to any method, any test cases when it's getting fail, and it will try multiple times as per our designer. Okay, to do this, we have to create another class. Let's create another class. New class. I will give a class name. Let's because we're going to create a listener, another interface listener. Okay, so let's say its name is so let's give a name over here. I would say my transformer. My transformer. Okay, this is the class name, and here we're going to implement a listener. It's called IAnnotation IAnnotationTransformer. Transformer. Okay, it have to be exactly this way, and I'll show you this in implementation. I mean this listener from the Selenium doc at the end of our this class. Okay, so here, hover your mouse, import you can see this package related from the TestNG. Okay, and so from this listener or this interface, it should show some, the empty method is not showing. Anyways, it's fine. We can go to the source, and then you can see override implement method. It can happen, so whenever you try to implement any interface class to a class, and then if you see that's the default method comes with interface class, it doesn't show over here, you can you can implement those, you know, like this way. You can go to again source and then click of override implement method, and then here is all the methods that's, you know, comes with this, you know, this interface. So whatever the method you can, whether you can, you know, select all of them or any one of them, whatever one, which one you are going to use, just select that one. So I'm going to select this one. Let's select this one, transformer. Okay, transformer over here. Okay, this one. So click on OK. So here is a method. This is method. It's a transform method. So it comes with this, and it has, you can see, 4 parameters. Okay, 4 parameters. Annotation parameters coming from the IAnnotation interface, the object of IAnnotation interface. This is the annotation is the object reference. There's a test class object reference from the class, class. There's a test constructor. That's another object reference from the constructor, and also there is a test method. So those are the 4 parameter comes with that, and ITest annotation. It's one of them that we're going to use, because ITest, and apart from the ITest annotation, all those 3 parameter are not null, because it is a test method. Test method, definitely you will have a test method, test constructor, or test class. But IAnnotation interface, this annotation, so this annotation objects, it's in fact return the number of times method should retry. So it's not defined. We already defined over here in this class, but there's no knowledge with this annotation about that class. So it is changeable. It can change. Okay, that's why the default value is 0. So that's why it can be null too. But let's remove the other code comes with that. So here we're going to use annotation object reference of the ITest annotation interface. So, and then dot, so we can use you can see there's a lot of method comes with, because those are the method that comes with. It's coming from the ITest annotation interface over here. Okay, again, IAnnotationTransformer, it's implement those the parameters, right? So here let's use this annotation dot, let's see, the method is called, I would say a method is called set. You will see set something, I believe that it's name, it's called set retry, you can say IRetryAnalyzer. Okay, set IRetryAnalyzer. So what we're doing over here was using IAnnotation object reference, and using this object reference, it can help us to set the number of times we want to re-execute number of times. So where this number of times, we have to set it. So the set, it's already defined, is over here in this class. So we're saying using this, and there is a method is called set IRetryAnalyzer. We can set the IRetryAnalyzer. Where is the IRetryAnalyzer? IRetryAnalyzer is over here in this class. It's already set over here. So we're calling this class over here, and we're setting whatever the value is over there. We're setting that value, or passing that value as a parameter of this method, set IRetryAnalyzer. So where this method is up there, so we have to call that method. So where this class is underneath, again, your package to call this, its package is test dot IRetryAnalyzer. So right, IRetryAnalyzer, then dot class, right? I hope that is clear. So using this annotation object reference, this annotation object reference comes with a lot of method, and one of the method is called set IRetryAnalyzer, and set IRetryAnalyzer can set the value or number, how many times you want to retry the method, the fail method. And here we already define the number of times, how many times, and the condition over here, right? So all we have to call this class over here. So this is the way we're calling that class. So this is as a parameter over here. So it's like number of times twice. This 2 is passed over here. This is nothing, is 2, and it will, and this 2 will pass over here, you know, as a parameter value for the IRetryAnalyzer method. Okay. Now, since this is a listener, IAnnotationTransformer, this is a listener. So all we have to, so this listener call this method, which is nothing, the number of times is going to be retried. So we have to now, you know, implement or declare this listener to our TestNG class so that it can apply your entire project, you know, any methods, any classes, everywhere. So let's go to our TestNG XML file. TestNG XML file here, we have, you know, there's the listener usually have to be declared right after your suit level. So we had a previous one of the listener, and you could have a multiple listener. So we had one listener, you know, from our previous lectures, previous class, right? So you can add another listener. So you have, you know, listeners tag. Inside that you can have a multiple listener. So I can add another listener over here. So all I have to just type, you know, listener. So listener, and then class name. What's the class name? Class name is your class name. It's listener class. So what's the listener class name? Listener class name is not this one, this one. Listener class is this one, right? This is the class. And this class, this listener, this is the listener class. I mean, this is the listener interface. It's implemented on this class. So this is the class exactly, you know. So let's go here, and then so we'll say, and here it's in test, your package name dot, this is the class name, your listener class name. Okay, save it. Now if you run it, you know, you see this in this XML file, we have a you know, 2 module. One is search module, where we have a 3 class, demo 1, demo 3, and we have another module, it's called login, and we have a class is demo 2. And we know this the demo, which is underneath this test module search, it has a one test case failed. And I believe this, you know, in our login test demo 2 have probably another test case fail. So we'll see. Let's save it and run it as in TestNG. Let's see the report. Okay, here is the result. Here is the result. You can see in test demo, here you can see show demo 1. This is the demo 1. So yes, demo 1 has a, we know this the demo has failed. So let's check the demo. Here is the demo, test.demo. It has a, you see this is a display. It's a display tried twice, right? And then it marks as a failed. And also the demo 1, also there is a method got failed, which is show to, it's tries twice, then it's marked as a fail. If we go to demo 1, let's open demo 1, and the method name is show, right? Demo 1. Let's go show, right? Demo 1. Show to. So this is the show to. Yes, you can see the show to method we failed is intentional. We said assert true. So assert true, expect true over here as a boolean value, but it's we put it as a false. That's why this test case got failed, and it's tried twice first, you know, as per our retry number, and then third time it marks as a you know, it's fail. Okay, that's the way you can implement, you know, number of times to retry or execute your fail method before it marks as a final failed. Okay, this is very helpful, very important, specifically for Selenium, because Selenium has one of the drawback that it's sometimes you'll see the same test will fail, sometimes it will pass. So better always, you know, retry multiple times, and then if still it's failed, then you can analyze and probably you'll say that's a real fail. Okay. And here is a document related to that. You know, the first is IRetryAnalyzer, the interface. So this is the interface. You can see, the link here. When you bind a retry analyzer to a TestNG automatically invokes the retry analyzer to determine if TestNG can retry the test case again in an attempt to see if the test that just fails now passes or not. Okay, and here is they give an example how to use the retry analyzer. Okay, you can see there is an example up over here. And if you go to the Google again, and if you type over here the listener interface we use which is the IAnnotationTransformer, right, in TestNG. If you search it up there, you can see also there is a annotation. There is a dog also related. I can show you. Here is a dog. You can see it is an interface. This is an interface and a part of the iTest listener. You can see, and then you can see it has the method. The method is the transformer method. That's what we use, right? And it comes with all these parameters. So this is the methods comes, the void methods comes without a body definition. Then we update the body definition to call this class, like IRetryAnalyzer class, whatever is implemented, right? And then because in this class we did the body, we override the body, to see that is how to, you can see that's the same code, how many times you want to execute or retry the failed test cases. Okay, I hope that is clear. Thank you.